Once we already understand what is the pagination for and the different ways that we have to paginate data, and we know that we have to use pagination over the collection and not over the eloquent collections, we of course can proceed with this. So what we are going to do is, again, in our API responsor trait, is create a new method that we are going to call paginate. The paginate is going to act after sort the data but before to transform. The paginate method only needs the collection and don't need anything related with the transformer. Let's to create that method. It receives a collection, so and we are going to create a length-aware paginator. That is a class from Laravel that allows us to paginate every kind of collection, of course. So the first step is to obtain the current page of the pagination. We should have any kind of page, the first, the last one, the number 2, or whatever number that we have. So we need to resolve this. That is currently the value of the page query parameter that we have in the URL. But fortunately for us, the length-aware paginator has a method for this. So let's import the definition of this directly from Illuminate Pagination and use the resolve current page method. After this, we know which is the current page we are on. Now we need to divide or slice our collection in the elements that we need for. And that depends on the page. For example, if we are using, for example, 15 elements per page, and we are in the second page, which will only show the element from the 16 to the 30 element. And if we are in the first page, we should go from the first element to the 15. So for this, we are going to obtain the results dividing the collection using the slice method. So the slice method receives from which element we are going to slice and the quantity of elements after this we are going to use. So it depends on the page and the quantity of elements per page. But remember that the collection starts from 0 as any regular array, so we need to obtain the page minus 1 and then multiply by the quantity of elements per page. In this way, if we are in the page number 1, it is going to give 0, and we are going to start from the 0 element. And we are going to obtain from the 0 to the quantity of element per page. That is, in this case, for example, 15. After this, we just obtain the values. And we have now the results. Then we are going to finally create the paginator stance. We are going to create an instance of length-aware paginator that receives the results, the real size of the collection, the quantity of elements per page, the current page, and finally some options. There are several options, but we only need to specify one of them, that is the path. The path is going to allow us to resolve the next or the previous page depending on the current status. Fortunately for us again, the length-aware paginator provides us a method called resolveCurrentPath. After this, we have the paginated version of this, and we just need to return. The problem here is that when we resolve the path, it is only taking into account the parameter called page. It means the parameter that says the current page of the URL, but it is going to ignore the other parameters. So for example, if we send the sort by parameter, it is going to be ignored. And that, of course, is not what we want. So we need to say to the paginator results to append or basically include the other request parameters. And that can be done using the append method, sending all the parameters of the request. Automatically, Laravel is going to ignore the page parameter just to do not repeat this in the final results. So now, if we go to check if everything is working properly, we can obtain here the list of users, and we can see that we have only 15 of them. At the end, we can see a new element called meta that says the details about the pagination. It says the total of elements, how many of them we have, the quantity per page, the current page, and the total pages. And additionally, we have the links for the next page, for example. So if we send this request, we can see how we are going page by page. Additionally, if we send any other parameter like sort by, we can see how, of course, the order changed, and importantly, we have at the end, although for the previous and the next links, the sort by parameter and the number of the page. So we can see that the pagination is working with our own parameters and the pagination related parameters as well. So we are done here, and see you in the next class to improve a little our current pagination feature. See you there.